Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and I finally watched Tales from Earthsea. This was directed by Goro Miyazaki, the son of Hayao Miyazaki, and will later go on to direct Earwig and the Witch. This is based on the series of Earthsea novels, and the English cast includes Timothy Dalton, Willem Dafoe, Matt Levin, and Cheech Marin, among others. It tells the story of a young prince named Aaron, voiced by Matt Levin, who, after a tragic accident, is on the run. However, he is found and taken under the wing of Sparrowheart, voiced by Timothy Dalton, a magician who is in the middle of a conflict with the sinister magician Cobb, voiced by Willem Dafoe, and assisted by his henchman, voiced by Cheech Marin. According to Rotten Tomatoes, Tales from Earthsea is at a 43%. Now, that's not too horrible of a score, but when you consider that the rest of Ghibli's output is either from the low 70s up, that's not a good thing. This movie and Earwig and the Witch are the two lowest rated movies from Studio Ghibli on Rotten Tomatoes, sitting at a 43% and a 30% respectively, and they were both coincidentally directed by Goro Miyazaki. Yeah. In all my research, I found it was pretty safe to say that Hayao Miyazaki was just not enthused about his son directing. Not to say that he wasn't all for it, he was very supportive. However, this project was originally supposed to be a Hayao Miyazaki joint. However, he was busy directing Howl's Moving Castle and pitched it to his son as a bit of a warm-up for him. But the quotes are numerous from Hayao, as basically him saying, "I love my son, but he is not ready to do this." And it shows, because this is probably one of the more disappointing Ghibli movies that I've watched. Not to say that this movie is bad, far from it, but considering the rest of Ghibli's output, this was a pretty big letdown. First, the good stuff. The animation is, of course, really great. But not only are the landscapes great, but just there are some other scenes that are just genuinely beautiful, but in an also horrifying sense. Let's just say that there are some nightmare sequences that, well, will give you nightmares, for lack of a better word. And I really did enjoy the voice cast here, specifically Timothy Dalton and Willem Dafoe. Timothy Dalton was super underrated as James Bond, and he has a certain tone of voice that can be rather sinister, but also can be rather soothing, sometimes all at once. Thankfully, it's the latter in the case of Tales from Earthsea. Sparrowheart is kind of like Gandalf in that he can be he can be a badass, but he prefers not to. He tries to take the pacifist route, but in some cases, he just can't. Sparrowheart is a very gracious man and tries to help people wherever he can. And the complete opposite of that is Cobb, voiced by Willem Dafoe. Now, Willem Dafoe, he's primarily known for his over-the-top performances. And while there is one scene in which he does do that, for 99% of this movie, he's pretty restrained. Honestly, I think Cobb is one of the more underrated villains in Studio Ghibli's canon. His look alone is just unsettling. With his skinny frame, his long hair, and his runny eye makeup, he kind of reminded me of Alice Cooper or Chris Jericho from his run in New Japan. And even though Dafoe is known for his scenery chewing, here he talks in very hushed tones and speaks more with his magic than his words. And that can lead to, well, terrifying results. The talking on the evil side is done by Cheech Marin, and wow! In all the Ghibli movies that I have covered, I have never encountered a more annoying henchman than Cheech Marin, and he did his job very well. I hated him. I wanted to see him get his comeuppance, so that's a good thing, I guess, but wow, he was so annoying. But not in a bad way, in the intended way. But while I was watching this, I felt an overwhelming sense of something missing. I felt like that since that this was based on a series of books, there was a plan to kind of turn this into a series of some kind, and so because of this, there were several exposition scenes where it tries to establish a relationship between humans and dragons, and how there was a time when they were as one, and now they're not anymore. Not really an original plot, but okay. Cobb wants to create a spell that wants to bridge the gap between life and death, and that could have been fine on paper, but I felt like it was kind of half-baked. This entire movie, in terms of story and theme, felt very half-baked to me, while Goro's father, Hayo, had everything tied down and just rock solid. And judging from, well, his other movie, Earwig and the Witch, he hasn't really gotten all that much better. I have not seen that. I will get to it eventually, but I guess, well, he's not really a chip off the block. But at the end of the day, I can understand why this is one of the lowest rated Ghibli movies. It's definitely a disappointment. However, there is some good stuff in there, so at the end of the day, the harshest thing I can say about this movie is that it's a mixed bag. That is all for me. Thank you so much as always for watching. For next Sunday's video, I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite sci-fi movies. It is 1997's Gattaca. I feel like this movie has gone horribly overlooked, and hopefully this is my chance to bring it to you all's attention. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.